Good morning. How y'all doing? This is Michael Sneed back again. My name is Michael Sneed, and I'm the owner of Sneed Electrical and Appliance Service. Also, I'm one of the owners of Appliance Outlet Center. And this morning, I'm going to be talking to you all about how to build the life that you want. Being that the end of the year is coming, and a lot of people are going to be doing New Year's resolutions, how to plan things going forward for next year. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you all some tips on how I actually been able to build a life that I've wanted somewhat. I'm still working on it, but little things I've been able to do in order to build the life that I wanted to build. Um, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give 1 or 2 minutes for a couple of people to jump in, and then I'll start going. So give me one. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. See if I get 1 or 2 people, and then I'll start going. Okay, I'm starting to see 1 or 2 people join. So here we go. First, I'll give a quick overview of where we're at right now in the store. The store opened about 3 months ago. This was something that we kind of threw together real fast. First time I ever done a joint venture. I wanted to see if I could actually come together with a group of people, build a business, and this is the business we built. I'm gonna give y'all walk around the store. I'm gonna switch the camera up in a second. I'm gonna walk around the store and kind of show you where we're at right now, in reference to how I said things was gonna be maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Um, so here we go. When I first got here a couple of months ago, you can see we got a little Christmas stuff going on. When I first got here, remember I said that we only had the wall. It was probably the wall that you see right here in the very back, that little brown partition that we moved. It was right here. We only had just a handful of appliances, but we got started putting the appliances in. And I told you, as time go by, we'll constantly move that wall back. We had a bunch of appliances on the back side of that wall that we were reworking. And I said we were going to work all of them back till we can get the wall all the way to the back. I said that we're going to have mattresses. You see we got the mattresses in here now. We finally got the wall back now till we can see where it was like a studio where they done like exercises and stuff. So now we're able to, now that we got the wall back a little further, we're going to start painting that at the beginning of the year. Also, let me take you around to the back. If you remember when we first came here and I gave you a tour and we had all this product, now look, all that product has been worked, put on the floor or sold. Up here at the top where I said we were going to store our parts and stuff, here go all our spare parts and stuff up here. So we have that now. And as you see right now, we're at the point now at the beginning of the week, we're going to be able to move the wall all the way back here where we said it was going to be anyway, right here, right even with this partition. Over here is our actual work area where the technicians repair everything. This is our testing area. Let me turn this light on. This is the testing area where they test the washers and dryers and clean everything up. So in less than 4 months, we got it here. We got the vision that I had given that I wanted to do is actually here. The place is working. It's self-sustained. None of the owners have to work in here. I come in here about once every couple of weeks. The last 2 weeks I've been in here because we're doing some training, and I'm doing a little bit of training this morning too. We got a couple of new employees, but we got it, and you see we done it. And if you would have came here 3 months ago, if you go back and look at the older videos, it looked like a madhouse. When we first started bringing people in here and telling people the vision of what was going to happen, nobody believed it. They looked at it because it just looked so out of place and stuff. You could never see that this would come that it would be where we at right now, where it's actually working. We're making money. Everybody's happy with it. Me personally, I still like the virtual business. I said that many a times, but it's actually making money. So I can't really complain. And so we here, and just a short amount of time. That's where the desk at that I set and everything. But yeah, it's actually making money and it's working. So what I want to talk about, how you're able to get a vision and then build that vision and make it come to pass. I'm gonna switch the camera back around to me. So what happens? A lot of times I tell people, you can build a life that you want to build. And a lot of people tell me, well, you're not in control of your life. Your life is not your, you don't know what's going to happen. And they give scriptures and biblical stuff of why you can't be in control, that God is in control and you're just here. True to some extent, but I believe that you are in control of your life, and that you do get visions from higher powers, and it's up to you to take those visions and make them implemented into your life and get the results that you want. And what I've done, I got that vision, told y'all about that vision, let y'all walk with me through the journey, and now you see that it's working, and it's here. It's exactly like I had planned it. It looks exactly how I thought it was going to look, and it's operating fine. So the main thing to do in order to plan your life the way you want it, you have to actually start. If I had waited till everything came into place where we had all the money, we had all the material, everything was ready to where we just open up and go, we never got going because it would have been too daunting of a task. But if you only just get started and start moving and start doing it, a lot of stuff that you need to have done, a lot of stuff that you need to that you're gonna need to accomplish it, you might not have it when you first started, but once you start moving and start going towards that, you'll actually acquire those things. And then you'll also find out along the way some of the stuff you thought you needed to complete the task and stuff you don't really need. And so it's best just to get started. Yesterday, I had my accountants in, and we was going over last year numbers with a couple of my businesses, and starting to plan for next year of what we're going to do. And what happened with my accountant, I just hold up. She just give me, we write down a lot of key points of what things I need to do that would be better for my business wise and money stuff that we got going on. And I got a roadmap now of things that I need to do. If I do those things that she's told me I need to do, then I can be able to hit the numbers for next year. And what happens, I find out when people start doing their New Year's resolutions, all they do is just write them down, but nobody starts to implement them. So I'm here. This business is working. I'm at the point now where I'm ready to start moving over and doing something else. And so my next thing that I'm going to take y'all on, this business right here, is pretty much all together. We just bringing in new product now, testing stuff, seeing what else is what's best to be sold here. Just cleaning things up. It's actually running. So it's pretty much boring now. It's the hard part is gone. The fun part is gone. It's just now maintaining it. So the next journey I'm going to do next year is something that I've wanted to do for years and years and years. And I haven't gotten much buy-in. But just like I told y'all, you just got to do it. So I'm going to do it. So next year, I have told people I want to move to a foreign country for about a month. And I've decided upon this foreign country. The foreign country that I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to Medellin, Colombia. And I told my wife and kids that we had some choices. We had Panama, we had Costa Rica, Brazil, and Colombia. They still don't know that we're going, but we're going to go. And the reason I chose Medellin, Colombia, I had a couple of things I needed. I needed something that was going to have good internet access. Medellin is really technologically savvy. They have a lot of high-speed internet. I didn't want to be in a place that was going to have a rainy season. I didn't want to go to a place and they have a rainy season and a dry season. I wanted something that's going to be pretty mild. Medellin is known as being the internal springs place where it's about 75, 80 degrees year round. Everything is, it stays that way all the way. Also, I wanted to see Medellin, as you know, it was like the home or the hideout or the Roman grounds of Pablo Escobar. And less than 20 years ago, Medellin was considered the worst city in the world to live in and the most dangerous city in the world to live in. They had more murderers than per day than Chicago was. They were having bombs and gang fights, and it was just terrible when they had those when Escobar and the whole country was fighting each other. But now, less than 20 years later, it has become the number one place in the world where people want to go. And even those slums and those ghettos where those people were fighting it out every day and shooting and killing each other, they have now become tourist attractions where people come from all around the world to go into those neighborhoods to see where the gang fights happen, to see the culture that exists amongst the people that was living in the slums and stuff. Where now that's one of the highest attractions there. So I want to go there because I've always dealing with how I can help African Americans myself. I want to see how were they able to switch it in less than 20 years, where they was in a place worse than Chicago, and now they're leading the world of everybody want to go there and look. So that's where I want to take my family. If everybody going with me as starting off, I don't know, but I'm going. I'm gonna go in July. That's the date that I'm putting down to go. And one of the main reasons I need to go, because as you see, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have a pension fund, meaning when I retire, no government is going to give me a pension fund to actually live off of. Anything that I do is going to be dependent upon me. So what I got to do, I'm 44 years old now. I got to start testing out my retirement fund to make sure that I can retire and my family be able to sustain the lifestyle that I've started, even in my older years, or if I was to become disabled. So what you do, you don't wait until you get disabled and you don't wait till you retire to actually start trying to do those things. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do it in little increments. I'm going to take a month the first time and just detach and go over there and see if my businesses can actually operate with me not being here for like a month. So when I come back, I'll see any problems that I have, and I can fix them. And then the next year, maybe we'll go for 2 months, maybe we'll go for 3 months, until I get to a point where I know my business can operate without me being here, and I can retire, and I can still sustain the lifestyle that I have built for my family. And when I'm dead and gone, I know the business will still be able to operate and continue to give stuff to my kids and grandkids. So that's the real purpose of me going to another country and detaching. I want to make sure that my retirement plan will be able to work, that the business will work with me out being here. So knowing that I just said I'm going to Colombia for a month, I'm going to get the same thing I got when it's not going to be an easy buy-in. That's another thing too. When you start to plan your life the way you want it, nobody is going to just say, hey, that's a good idea, let's go, because it's something totally different. Nobody really knows how to plan their life, and you telling them, I'm going to make my life this. When I start telling people, okay, I'm going to go to Colombia and live for a month, I'm going to get the same thing I get whenever I get ready to start a business. Why you just can't sit still? Why you just got to keep doing stuff? Why you want to do that? Just be happy where you at. No, you can't be that. You got to keep evolving. So when I start doing that, people are going to tell me the same stuff, but you just keep walking and doing on. So I know the first thing I got to do, I got to go get my passports. I got to go enroll in, even though I barely can speak English, I'm going to go enroll at Johnston Community College and start taking some Spanish courses. I'm not going to go stay in no resort. I'm going to go to Airbnb, find me a nice house or someplace where we can actually live amongst in the community and actually live there. So I want to get immersed in that community. So I'm gonna find Airbnb, find me a nice place, start getting plane tickets, and I'm gonna head out that way. I might have to go by myself. I don't know. My wife and kids, they're not too thrilled about going to some place living for a month or so. So it might be the point where I have to go by myself. And remember, I had told y'all one time before about getting buy-in with businesses and stuff. That once you got your businesses up and running, it comes to a point in time where you need to make the business start paying for everything, because there's going to be some times you're going to want to do some things where everybody's not going to buy in, but because that business is paying for everything, you can step in and say, because I said so. Well, this is one of those times where if nobody else wants to go, and I decide, hey, I know I'm going, and they say everybody against it, I can still say, hey, it's not me being a dictatorship or being a tyrant or anything like that. But I do believe the men are supposed to lead the household. So I got to lead my family, and I say, hey, I pay all the bills, and I'm going down there. Y'all can stay here if you want, but I'm going. And believe it or not, once you go out there and you start going, they'll start to follow you if you're sincere and they see that you're not just flying off the seat of your cuff, and that you are planning it. Eventually, they'll lock in. They'll go. And a lot of times, once they once we start moving and going there, they actually figure out that, hey, this is not so bad. But you have to get that buy-in first. So that's what I want to show you. Hey, we here, it's working. You saw this business from the time that we didn't have anything here to the time we opened, 4 months. We here now. It's running. This one right here, I'm gonna I have to be here for another until August anyway. So, but after August, I'll make a decision if I want to stay here or I want to sell my shares and get out or whatever. But my next journey that I'm going to be going on, if y'all want to follow me along that, is going to be my voyage to Medellin, Colombia. I'm going to be trying to get there in July. Well, I'm going to get there in July. I ain't going to try. I'm going in July. I'm going to try to stay there for a month and test out and see if I can live abroad and my businesses can operate without me being here. And it's a dry run on my retirement, making sure that I can retire. I don't want to wait till I get to be 50. I want to semi-retire at 50. Don't want to wait till I get to be 50 to figure out everything I done was wrong. I want to fix those things now, so when I do retire, I know that everything is okay and that my family now be able to maintain our lifestyle. Thank y'all for joining. If you have any questions, just email me. Like I say, next year's journey, I'm going to Medellin, Colombia. I wish I could get some friends and stuff to come with me. I've text some of my friends and say, hey, let's go. I'm not getting much buy-in with them either, but I have found a couple of people and on the internet that's currently doing that. One guy, if you want to look at a guy named Cortez Ross, he took his family there. But just go there and start looking at the country. And I would love for somebody to come. Maybe when I get down there, if some friends want to come down there, maybe a weekend or so after I get the place before I leave out, I'd like to get all my friends to come down there and just spend the weekend with me. You know, I have a place down there. If all my friends want to come down there and just hang out for a weekend before I go, be a quick family getaway, I would love to do that. I'm going to try for the prices of the way stuff are going there. That's another thing. The prices there, Jesus Christ. I can move down there and I would be a multi-millionaire versus here. And so that's why I'm telling people too, hey, that country is just up and growing. If I'm making American money and I go down there, hey, I'm a big player down there. Up here, I'm a very small player up here, but down there, man, I could be wow, it'd be amazing what I could do there. So I'm gonna try to get someplace that's gonna be big enough. Katina, what I'm referring to, I was just telling people how they can make their lives the way they want to make them, and that how I started with this business 3 months ago. I gave how I started with this business 3 months ago, and now the business is here where I'm at, and I gave everybody a quick view of the business, how I said it was going to be. Now it's here, there, and now this year coming up, I've told people for years I wanted to move out the country for like for like 2 or 3 months. Well, I'm going to try to, I'm going down to Medellin, Colombia in July. I'm going to try to live there for the month of July. I want to take my family, but I don't know if my family is going to go. But I'm going to go down to Medellin, Colombia and live there for a month. And I was just saying, I would like for some people to come there with me if they would like to. No, I'm not spending no business down there. I just want to move there, and it's a dry run of my retirement. What happens? I'm getting close to the age, I'm 44. I'm getting close to the age of getting ready to retire. And I don't want to wait till I actually hit retirement age, then figure out that my businesses can't operate without me being here and it can't sustain me. So I'm going to start doing some dry runs, making sure I can step away from my businesses at large increments of time, so that when I do get ready to retire, everything is in place and I know everything works. I just can't wait until I get to be 50 years old or whatever and try to retire and have never tested it. So I got to do some dry runs. So it's just a dry run. And it's something I want to do. I want to learn a new culture. Whenever I talk to, matter of fact, last couple of days, I'm talking to a lot of my business associates and stuff. All of them are leaving for the month. Um, uh, they're leaving for the month, and they go on different places, and they leave for a month or 2 months at the beginning of the year to plan the rest of their years, the rest of the year out. So, but when we get to the African American community, and I start talking about people going overseas or moving, going someplace different, only time they ever done it if they was in the armed services. I want to go to another country. I don't want to be toting a weapon when I go, and I want to live there. But if you look up your stepfather, get him to look up a couple of places. Like I said, the places I looked at was Medellin, Panama, Costa Rica, and Brazil. I wanted to go someplace that had a good internet access. I needed to be someplace that wasn't too far off in time zones too. I need to stay somewhere near the same time zone. So if things do occur, like some of my friends go over to India. That's just too far. You like a day behind everything. So if something was to happen and my people need to get in contact with me, I'd be in the same time zone or maybe 1 or 2 hours ahead or behind them where I can get things handled. I can't be a whole day behind, a whole day in front of them. So those are the places I considered, and Medellin is the place that's really been calling me, and I want to go there. And I was just telling people, at the end when I get ready to come back, I would like to get some friends if they want to come down for a weekend or the last week and just have a nice party and hang out and stuff just to see it. I'll be open to that too. So all you have to do is get your passport and your plane ticket, depending on how many people coming, and you can come there and crash, because I don't know if my family would stay the whole time, the whole month. They might stay maybe a week or so. I don't know if they'll stay the whole month. So, but that's it. I'm getting ready to get off. I got a couple of trainees coming in at 10 o'clock this morning, and I need to get prepared for them. If you have any other questions, just hit me up. Like I say, follow me for now until July. You can see the transition of me getting ready to make the transition to go live in Colombia for 1 month. My wife probably be calling. That's probably my wife calling me, wanting to know what in the world I'm doing. Talking about going to Colombia, because she says she's not going anywhere. She wants to stay here. but we're going. Somebody's going with me. If y'all just going with me on Facebook Live, I gotta go there. So that's my next move. And thank y'all, and thanks for following me on this journey. Thanks.